Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Catalyst, where we break down bullish sentiment, trends, and technical analysis in the crypto markets. So before we jump into anything today, just remember I am not a financial advisor, and all the comments I'm making are simply observations of patterns and sentiments and stuff that I'm seeing or reading. Additionally, I will occasionally have some holdings in some of the stuff I mentioned on the channel here, so just be aware of that as well. So jumping into it today, we have some important news for both Bitcoin as well as Cardano, but quickly looking at the charts first. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll have it in the description. You'll see some of this stuff kind of before it goes live on YouTube. I'll tweet throughout the day and make videos in the evening, but we see here on Twitter, at least, I pointed out that we had to kind of test this line here, this yellow line you're seeing at 46. That is some newfound support. We saw it over the weekend start to kind of dabble here. We dipped early this morning and went right to the line and wicked up all the way and finished the day with a pretty solid green candle going upwards into the 49,000 range. And as you can see right now, we're actually pushing the mid 49,000 and looking to get to 50,000. We do have another fib coming up right at the 50,000 mark, and then we have previous resistance here right at about 52. So just be aware of that stuff going forward. If we do start to break that, just remember we want to try and find some support in either of these resistance boxes here. This is like a no man's land in terms of some outside sources impacting the price there. So we should have a pretty quick jump up into the 53 range. On to some of the bullish sentiment as well, just kind of around the world. It looks like Brazil is looking to potentially adopt Bitcoin soon. The federal deputy even stating Brazilians could buy houses, cars, and McDonald's with Bitcoin. Obviously, that is amazing. I think Brazil is the 9th wealthiest economy in the world. Obviously, that is huge. So as bigger and bigger nations and countries start to begin adopting Bitcoin, even if it's marginal stuff like buying McDonald's, it'll quickly jump into these larger items like cars and houses and then become, some legal tender. So as more countries adopt, obviously that is amazing for Bitcoin. So just kind of be aware of that. With every additional country that we get adopting Bitcoin, we get some, positive sentiment that should drive the prices upwards for us. Now over to Cardano. This is an article from cryptobriefing.com, but Grayscale has come out and published their research rather, that says Cardano might be undervalued relative to Ethereum. Cardano is the third largest cryptocurrency on the market in terms of market cap. The idea with this whole article, to kind of just break it down briefly, is that Cardano is seeing the growth and the adoption that it needs, and if you evaluate the price per user, so Ethereum here is at 55,000, Cardano is sitting at 30,000, which implies that Cardano is undervalued relative to their comparable networks there. So we could definitely see a little uptick just from that information alone. As soon as people start to see that stuff is undervalued, they begin to try and buy into that. So just be kind of aware of that. Obviously, there's reason to believe that Cardano can still, hit the $5 to $10 or $8 mark that people are expecting, get up into these higher fib levels if we were to go parabolic, like towards the end of the cycle here. The other thing that's important to note, I think I did this in a previous video as well, just highlighting it here, but let's look at this. So with the RSI previously sitting at 30, we rallied all the way up almost to 200%. And that is just from here at the lowest point when it was at $1 up until about here at 226. Then the RSI came back down and recovered a bit, dipped back into this purple box and spiked again, and that's where we see our spike upwards of almost $3. If we were to have a relatively similar spike in our RSI, from where we are at now, we are quite low in terms of the RSI is concerned. So back to, even if we went from here, this point where we're kind of at now, we still saw a pretty significant run up from about here all the way to the top. Was 141%. So if we saw even half that, something like, let's say 70%, from where we're at now, that could see us running up into the $4 range. So that would likely be the move that gets us up between the 1.6 and the 2.6. So just kind of be aware of that. We're creating higher lows both on the RSI. We have our low here, a higher low, a potentially another higher low there, making a positive trend there. Similarly, we're seeing the same on our chart here, where we had our lowest point, and then we're seeing a high low, another higher low, and a potentially third higher low if we start to go up after this. So we're riding some positive trends on some bullish momentum that way. So that is all I got for you guys today. Some positive news on Cardano, some positive news on Bitcoin. Obviously, as Bitcoin goes up, everything else kind of follows suit. So let that be your driver, and just remember to, be cautious with these markets. Just as quickly as they can go up, they can go down. So we will be back tomorrow with another video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.